Okay, so good to see you everyone. B'ezrat Hashem. Today we're going to speak about an interesting topic, which is not regular. I'm going to speak about the secret of clothing, the clothes that we wear, and what's the reason why we wear clothes in general. Where is this came from? If we look at other places in the world, for example, if we look at animals doesn't wear clothes. Plants doesn't have clothes. No one has clothes. Humans has clothes. And we even embarrassed to go without. You know, even today in our generation, some people are not so embarrassed anymore. But even those who are not so embarrassed anymore, they still embarrass a little bit. And so clothes are takes a very big and important part in our life. So I decided to speak about that topic today. I want to talk a little bit about the colors. How those colors that we wear, black, white, green, is this affects my day? Is the reason affect if I'm gonna, for example, wear a white color? Is it gonna affect me? Is it gonna make my day better or the opposite? Why religious people wear a certain type of clothes? Why they wear white? Why they wear black? What it symbolizes? What it gives? It's very interesting to understand that. We know in the Torah world, everything has a reason. In Judaism, anything we do it because there is a reason. We have a deep understanding of why we do everything. So I want to go into this world of colors a little bit, even though that we need to make a whole class about colors, but we're going to touch it a little bit today also. I also want to talk about what's the relation between clothes that we wear and the memory. And why did humans start to wear clothes? If we look at the Torah in the first psukim, in the first chapter of the Torah, we see that Adam and Eve, they didn't have clothes in the beginning. And then something happened and God made them clothes. So we're going to speak about all those stuff, and B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to talk a little bit about evil eye, if there is a certain clothes that can help us with evil eye. And B'ezrat Hashem, a little bit more secrets from Zohar and Kabbalah, as much as Hashem gives us time. So I want to start with the beginning. The beginning of everything is the creation of the world. When God created the world, the world had animals, the world had plants, and in the sixth day, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He made Adam and Eve, Adam v'Chava. And the pasuk says, Adam v'Chava ayu arumim velo itboshashu. They were naked and they didn't have any embarrassment. They were not embarrassed that they're naked. They were okay. And then there was Etz Hadat, the tree, which if we're gonna go learn deep Kabbalah and Zohar, we're gonna see that all this trees, Adam and Eve, it was not physical even. They didn't live in the physical world. They lived in a spiritual world called Olam HaYetzirah in Kabbalah. There's 4 worlds, we spoke about that one time. Atzilut, Bria, Yetzirah, Asiyah. We are in Olam HaAsiyah. Asiyah, it's action, the physical world. They lived in Gan Eden, in heaven, which is in Olam HaYetzirah, the spiritual world. That's why the skin that we have today, it's not the skin that Adam and Eve had when they created. The Torah says that they had kutnot or, they had a light. The skin that we have today, it's an animal skin. They had a light. By the way, this is the secret of the nails, by the way. The nails that we have today is the leftovers of what Adam and Eve used to look like. The body of Adam and Eve was a kind of a very, very soft nail which has a lot of energy. And the leftovers that we have today, it's the nails. By the way, if someone is laughing a lot, you laugh sometimes, and you want to stop laughing sometimes, sometimes in a situation that it's not the time to laugh right now, and you want to stop laughing. It says in books of Kabbalah, if you're going to look at your nails, right away you're going to stop. Try it. You know why? Because, don't do like, this is no. I'm talking about you laughing, and then suddenly you look at your nails, right away you're going to see your brain wants to stop laughing. Why? Because the nails is the leftover of Adam and Eve before the sin. When we look at the nail, our subconscious mind right away remembers the sin. Because this is the leftovers. So stop to put, how can you laugh when there's sin? This sin brought so much bad things to the world. We die because of that sin. Ladies suffer pregnancy and all this. It used to be very easy. The same day, Cain and Heaven, before the sin, the same day she got pregnant, the same day she got birth. And no pain at all, without a epidural. So today we don't have it. Why? Because of the sin. So when you look at the nails, right away you stop laughing. Why? It's the leftovers of the sin. That's why, by the way, nails, we have also to make a whole lecture about nails. It's very interesting. But nails, when we grow nails, it's not always a good thing. Especially for men. Women, it's a different section. If you tell a woman don't grow nails, she's like, no way, I have to. It's a beauty today. But nails, especially for men, when you grow your nails, basically you give a big light, a big energy of you outside. Why? The bad forces, the negative powers in the world, they need to live from something. They need energy. They need good energy. Where they can take good energy from holy people. But they can't really touch us. But when we grow our nails, because the nails has such a big energy from the time of Adam, because it's the leftovers of those lights. When we grow them, we kind of giving them a place to hold and to take a little bit of our spirituality. That's why especially holy people, rabbis and things and people like this, they have to be very careful to not grow their nails. Why? Because you give a place to the negative forces to take energy, to take spirituality from you. All this is because of the sin of Adam HaRishon. Something very interesting. Right after they sinned, and again, we have to understand what was the sin. It's not like the teacher taught us in school. I remember in Israel, we learned the Tanakh, which is the Bible. But it was very simple level, and even the teacher didn't believe in it. Like, they were secular. All the story of Adam and Eve is very deep. It's not trees that we understand. It's not a woman that, the apple is so tasty, I want the apple. It's not like this at all. It's something very, very deep that we have to discuss. But just in a general picture, we have to understand that they did something that is wrong. And right after they did it, they got embarrassment. They start to be embarrassed. So basically, people are embarrassed, and that's why we wear clothes, because of the sin. By the way, in Hebrew, how we say clothes? We have two words for that. Beged and levush. Levush. Levush is lo bosh, not embarrassed. Levush comes from the word lo bosh, busha, not embarrassed. Why we wear clothes? Because we don't want to be embarrassed. Embarrassed of what? What are we embarrassed from? Why are we embarrassed to go, naked outside? Why are we embarrassed? What's the problem? You know what's the problem? In our subconscious mind, we remember the sin. And we can't. We just can't. The more spiritual you are, the more modest you want to be. You don't want to remember the sin. You don't want to be close to the sin. By the way, right after they made the sin, God told them, I want you to wear something. You're embarrassed. You hide. So I'm gonna, vayitfor lahem ale te'ena. He took the leaves of the figs and he made them clothes. He made them clothes. And this was kind of a fixing for the sin. So today, the deep reason, we speak about deep things, right? The simple reason why we wear clothes, because it's cold, because we're embarrassed and we don't know why. But the deep reason is we wear clothes because there was a sin, and we embarrassed of the sin in our mind. So we need to fix it. What's the fixing? One of the things that fix the sin is wearing clothes, is hiding ourselves. Adam and Eve were very spiritual, and they went down to a physical world. And because of that drop, they got the embarrassment. Now I want to go a little bit even deeper. What we embarrass from? What we embarrass from? What did we lose? What Adam and Eve, by the way, each one of us is Adam and Eve. All the men, they are sparks of the soul of Adam. All the women are sparks from the soul of Eve. So when they did the sin, they didn't listen to what Hashem says. What happened to them? They lost the spiritual protection, the nail, and then became like animals. They got an animal skin. And then what? And then they dropped to a very low world, which is the physical world. And here there is a lot of negativity. And the negativity is the bad forces, the bad energies. And they want to take our energy. So basically we wear clothes, why? Because we want to protect ourselves from those forces. I know it's a little bit deep, but I'll explain you that a little bit different. There is a halacha. Halacha, it's a law. Book of Laws of Judaism, Shulchan Aruch. It says there that we should be careful to not wear two clothes together. You know, some people, they wanna they don't have time. So they say, they have like two shirts, one on the other, and they wear them together. Or they take them out together. According to Kabbalah, it's a problem to do so. It's not a sin, but the Arizal say, if you do that, you're gonna lose your memory. That's what he says. So every person that would hear this would say, okay, I respect Arizal, but I don't understand what's the connection between wearing two shirts together, or even sometimes we do it with the yarmulke, with the kippah. I have a hat, I put the yarmulke inside the hat and I wear it together, also not good. Or let's say you have some people, they have they wear two jackets together, or two sometimes they put the socks, two socks when it's cold here in Canada, Baruch Hashem, so you want to put two socks. So to put them together, it's not good. Arizal says put one and then put the other. Put one shirt and then the other shirt. Why? And what's the connection to losing memory? Well, I'm going to forget things because of that. So he says something very interesting. He says everything that we wear has an aura, has an energy that surrounds that. It's called in Kabbalah Or Mekif. Or Mekif, it's a light that surrounds that item. By the way, this is what our Rabbi says hundreds of years ago. But today the scientists, Even 50 years ago, there was a professor in Russia. His name was Simeon Kirilian. And he discovered a certain camera that can picture items and see the energy of them. And today there's a whole they heal people according to that, because they see the aura of the person and they see the colors and they see when where in what place in the body there is a weakness, where you need to heal and when not. One time in my Hebrew lecture, every Monday, I brought a professor, which is a rabbi and my friend. I brought him in from Israel, and he brought this machine. And we actually did it for people. Some people here were there. We brought it to people, and we tried on them. And we saw in the video the color of the aura. There's different types of colors. There's spiritual colors like white and light blue and purple, and there is also like very physical or not spiritual colors like red and yellow, and that's how you can see if there's a disease or something in the body. That's what they did. So I brought this guy in, and he made actually a very interesting experiment. He wanted to prove people that everything has an aura, every item, and he wanted to to show them there how the mitzvot that we do, like the different commandments that it says in the Torah, how they influence that. I think we spoke about that, right? In 2 weeks ago, a little bit. We did speak about that? Yeah. So I saw this machine. This machine can picture the aura, the item. And actually what he did, he took fruit and he pictured the fruit, and you see the energy, the aura of the fruit. And then he made a blessing on that fruit. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam she'akol ne'eh b'dvaro. He gave it a bite. And then he put it again in the machine, and you see the aura of the fruit changed. Became spiritual. From yellow became light blue. Now he took another guy with the same fruit, and he didn't do a blessing, just ate without a blessing. They put the fruit the same. And they did it a lot. So you see that aura, or makif we call it in Hebrew, a surrounding light. It's something that is existent today. We can prove it. So this light is everything that we wear, every clothes that we wear has that or makif, has this aura. Why do we need this aura for? Aura, it's a spiritual protection. Spiritual protection from negative feelings of people. Spiritual protection from negative spirits. And basically negative energy. And we need the spiritual protection. The more holy you are, the more spiritual protection you need. We learn here today, Baruch Hashem, a little bit of Kabbalah. This class is a little bit about Zohar. There's people sometimes when they speak about Zohar and Kabbalah, they say, yeah, I know, Kabbalah, it's very deep. Some people, they get crazy because of that. And I'll tell you the truth, this is right. Don't worry, yeah? I'll tell you why they get crazy. When you practice Kabbalah, and you learn it deep. Here we don't learn deep Kabbalah. I'm sorry to tell you, but we learn the very basics. B'ezrat Hashem, slowly. But when you learn deep Kabbalah, you basically bringing to yourself such a holiness and light, because this learning is very high. And then what happens is those negative forces, they run after you. Why? Because you have a big bonfire of light. They want food. They will run after you. The more holy you are, more protection, spiritual protection you need. We say in the Talmud, כשם שאדם גדול מחברו, יצרו גדול ממנו. The more spiritual you are and strong you are, your evil inclination is stronger. Why? Because you have more light. You're holier. Same thing happens here. People that study Kabbalah and go to deep Kabbalah and start to know all those things and deal with those things, they get such a big light, but they don't have aura. They don't have protection because they have to do certain actions to protect themselves. They have to say certain prayers to protect themselves. They have to act in a certain way, and the most important, they have to wear certain things. Because if they're not gonna have aura, they're gonna be harmed by those energies, those spirits, those powers. So that's why we wear clothes, to protect our soul. It has nothing to do with the body for now. That's why you see, I don't like the word religion because we are not religious. We're Jewish, it's different. But that's why you see why Jewish people, they wear a lot of clothes. Like, even, has nothing to do with ladies and men, even men. Like, we usually go with a suit, we have a tzitzit, and then we have another shirt. And why you do that? I understand in Canada during the winter it's good, but in Israel, it's hot. Miami, it's very hard. So you know what's the reason? There is also a physical reason. We don't want to, have too much attention, people look but the real reason is a spiritual reason. We need more protection. We need the Or Makif. We need. And every jacket, every shirt that you put, it's another another light, another level of light. It's like layers. So the more you have is better. And it's stronger. So what has to do with memory? You know why we lose memory? Why we forget? When we call it in Kabbalah sitra achra. Sitra achra is the negative forces, the bad energies. When they very close to us, so we forget. They take our holiness. They take our energy. When they take your energy, you forget. You don't have energy to remember, because remembering is spirituality. People that have a good remember, they're very spiritual potentially. So that's why when we wear clothes, we kind of having another layer of protection, another aura. And therefore you're not going to forget. Now if you're going to take 2 shirts and put it in one time, instead of getting 2 auras, so you get only 1, and then you will forget. So Arizal says, put 1, have that aura, take another one, and have that other one. So now you're not going to forget. You're going to be more protected. And that's, by the way, the reason why usually women, they are obligated to be more modest than men. You know why? It's hard to say, but because they're holier. It's hard to say for me. They have a bigger soul. They say, Isha ateret ba'ala. In the world to come, they describe the husband and the wife, that the husband is sitting and the wife is above him as a crown. She's above. She has more energy. That's, by the way, I just went downstairs here. I gave a lecture right now. There was a azkara. Azkara, it's like a lady passed away. And this lady, she was alone for many years. Her husband left her, and she was raising 3 kids alone, with no any help at all. And I thought to myself now, there's a lot of situations like that in the world. And there's also opposite situations. Sometimes a man is stay with, let's say, 3 kids without a wife, and this is also very hard. But if you look, who is more successful? Who has more powers really to deal with life and to take care of the house and the kids and everything? Women. Be'emet, they have more powers. They have more energy. So they have to keep it. That's why Torah says, you keep yourself. Don't go too much. Don't give your light. You can't give your light. You have to keep it to yourself, because then you're going to lose energy and that's it. So we said memory and clothes are going together. We understood why, because of the aura. There's other things that we do that can chas v'shalom ruin the memory. It says in the books that, sometimes we wear shoes and you wear them the opposite side, like that you put the left shoe to the right. Usually my kids, they do it. They don't pay attention. But it says, if this happens to you, don't walk even 1 or 2 steps like this. Change it right away. Why? What's the problem? They say that every shoe has an energy, has a spot. Right is a certain type of power and left is a certain type of power. When you take the right foot and you put it to the left shoe, left is always judgment. You bring judgment to yourself. And that's why, again, you bring the judgments, you bring the negativity. And it's not good for the memory, for the brain. So change it right away. Same thing is with a person. Yesterday not yesterday, 3 days ago, I had my Monday class in Hebrew, and one person came to me after the class, and I was telling him, your shirt is it's inside out, like you see the linings here. So he says, oh yeah, I didn't pay attention. I just woke up and I remembered I have a lecture, so I just put something and come. So I told him, yeah, but please change it. He says, why? I'll change it at home. I says, no, go and change it. So he says, well, what's the problem? I said, it says in the books, when you wear a shirt like this, again, you don't get the aura, you get the negative forces, and this is important. It's whatever we wear affects ourselves. The Gemara, the Talmud, says something very interesting about clothes. It says that we have to respect the clothes. The same way we respect food, right? There's a law says, Bar tashchit. If you have a certain food that is good, that it's okay, you can just throw it out. You can't throw it out, not because it costs money, because it has a spark, a holy spark inside. It was made by Hashem for a use. Same thing is clothes. If you have clothes that are, you don't need them anymore. So what we do usually, okay, throw it away. So if you want to do the right thing, if this clothes you can still use it, try to give it to someone that can use it. Why? Because the Talmud says something very extreme about people that have no respect for clothes. The Talmud says a story about David, the king of Israel. It says that David, he was running away from his father-in-law Shaul. Shaul was the king, and he was his father-in-law. But he wanted to kill David because he was jealous. Everybody liked David, and Shaul was afraid that he's going to take over his position. So Shaul, he got like a spirit came inside him, and he changed. He was a very righteous person, but he changed because of that spirit that came inside him. And then he wanted to kill his son-in-law, David. So he was running after him, and David was going from city to another city and running away. One time, David saw Shaul. He knew that he is very close to him. And Shaul, he was a very, very modest person. That's one of the reason Hashem chose him to be the king. He was like extra modest in his action. Modesty, it's not just in whatever we wear. It's the way we speak, the way we act. You can wear the most modest clothes in the world, and you can speak like, mamash the opposite. Or you can act the opposite. Modesty, it's not just what you wear. It's more what you talk and how you act. But Shaul, in all those levels, whatever he wears and speak and act, he was extra modest. When he used to go to the washroom, he was so modest. He didn't go just to a washroom. He needed to close himself with 2 doors that nobody gets in, and make sure that nobody will see him. Back in the days, they used to go to like a cave, and that was the washroom. So he didn't go to any cave. He was closing it with his clothes and using something to cover. It was very modest. When David saw him going to the cave, Shaul wanted to go to the washroom, and David went after him. David says, okay, he wants to kill me. I have a mitzvah to kill him before. So he wanted to kill him. So he came there, and then he saw how modest he is. And he was impressed. He says, this person is Mashiach Hashem, is a chosen person. I'm not going to do nothing to him. But he wanted to show him that he was there. So what did he do? He took a piece of his coat and he ripped it. And he took it with him. Our rabbi says that he took his tzitzit. We have a tzitzit. He took a piece of his tzitzit. And then they said that David was uitcharet. He regret. He regret that he took the tzitzit. Why he regret that he took the tzitzit? Because then Shaul was even more angry at him. And the Gemara and the Rabbi Chaim Palaji say that when a person has anger, I'm talking about men, and you want to calm him down a little bit, you should give him a tzitzit present. And when he wears a tzitzit, it calms down anger, especially when he feels the anger and he looks at the tzitzit, you're going to see it's going to calm down. By the way, for women, if you want to have a good present to your husband, give him a tzitzit. You're going to have a better life. And tell him to look at it, especially when he's angry. So then he regret. He says, I took his tzitzit. Now he's without a tzitzit. He's going to be a regret. That's why he regret. But after that, he took that piece of the clothes and he showed to Shaul. When Shaul saw him, he says, Shaul, you see? You recognize this piece? So he says, this is mine. Yeah, I was so close to you, I could kill you. And I didn't. Let's make peace. That's what David told him. I was so close to you, I could kill you. But I didn't. You see? I get a piece from your coat. So then, David, after all this happened, Shaul didn't want to do peace with him. At the end, Baruch Hashem, we know how the story ends. Shaul passed away. David became the king of Israel. But a lot of years after that, David HaMelech was a little bit old, and then he got cold. It was very cold for him. Now, the other people in the house were okay. But he, in a certain age, became like very cold. Everything is cold. Okay, they gave him a coat. Still cold. Another coat. They put a lot of clothes on him, and he still was cold. He was in the bed with blankets on blankets, and it was cold. Velo yechamlo, the Torah says. And then the Gemara brings the reason why it happened to him, that suffering, that he was cold all the time. The Gemara says, because you were not respecting clothes, so the clothes will end up not helping you. That's what the Gemara says. When you have no respect for clothes, you could do something else to Shaul. You want to show him a sign, take his shoe, I don't know. But rip the clothes, and now he's going to go with the ripped clothes, and he's the king of Israel. You had no respect for clothes. And this is caused that from the same thing, you're going to suffer. So we see clearly it's very important to respect the clothes. But today, this is Gemara, this is Talmud. I want to give a little bit deeper explanation why. You know, some people, when they come home, they have no respect for the clothes. They take the jacket, they throw it out. The hat here, this there, you know, men usually, we don't have time. So you throw this one there, this one there. Tomorrow I'm going to pick it from the floor and I'm going to wear it. You know how bad is it? It says in the holy books, what happens? A person is holy. We Jews, you know, let's say today, all of you, now, right now, you don't understand what big energy you all have right now. You sitting in a Bet Knesset, which is, the walls here are holy. You listening to Shiur Torah in Zohar and deep things, which is very holy. You know what your clothes gaining right now? What they get? What energy they absorbing? It's unbelievable. The more mitzvot you do with the clothes that you wear, those clothes become holy. There's more aura on them. Now you come home, you take that shirt, with a lot of mitzvot and holiness and good things, and what you do? You throw it on the floor. When you disrespect something, anything that you disrespect, right away that place, the negative powers, sitra achra, comes to take the energy that is there. Same thing with food, same thing with clothes. That's why and by the way, the Gemara says it can get a person to shigaon. Shigaon is being crazy. You know, today we have a lot of mental issues. I want to tell you, one of the reasons why people have mental issue because they don't respect their clothes. I'm serious. They take the shirt, they throw it on the floor. There's right away sitracha, negative powers come to suck all the energy that you got in this clothes because it's aura, it's or makif, it's a light. They come to take this light and then you wear it in the morning and they are attached to you. So what we do? And the more they are attached to me, they are inside my clothes, they can get a person even to be crazy. This says, שלושה דברים מביאים את האדם לידי דאגה, ואחד מהם בגדים בלויים. 3 things can bring a person to be worried all the time. One of them is when his clothes are not clean and he doesn't respect them. There's a lot of people respecting clothes. It's not just throwing it and then wearing it. It's also having not clean clothes. When you wear and you don't clean it, and you have a stain here and a stain there and a stain there, especially if it's a woman, and especially if it's a Talmid Chacham, a rabbi, or someone that learns a lot of Torah, right away, Sitra Acha, Kochot Adin, the power of judgments, they can't take energy from that place. Because they are located in places that are not clean. Washrooms. That's why in washroom we're not allowed to talk Torah. If you speak holy things in the washroom, you make a sin. Why? You give those negative energies that are in the washroom, you give them holiness. You gave them food. You gave out. No Torah in the washroom. If you studying Torah and you are not clean, you giving out, they come. And if you are all the time like this, they come so close to you, they can make you crazy. And that's why a lot of people get crazy, especially people that they don't care about what they wear. This is not good. We have to wear clean clothes. We have to respect. By the way, Rabbi Chaim Palaji says, if it's happened that you throw your clothes on the floor, and then you woke up in the morning and you wanna wear the same one, so at least take it and shake it 3 times. Shake it 3 times. Get all the negativity out of this. We do the same thing, you know where? There's a very interesting mitzvah we have called Birkat HaLevana, the blessing of the moon. Once a month, it's all men. I'll explain you why women doesn't do that. But all men, we gather and we bless the moon. Why women doesn't do that? Because basically this blessing is a blessing for the women. The women is the moon. So how can she bless herself? You know, like, he has to bless her. So all men, and by the way, those guys that want to get married, the best way to convince Hashem to give you your shidduch, your soulmate, the fastest as you can, is to do Birkat HaLevana with happiness and a good kavanah focus. Why? Because this blessing is a blessing for the women. And I'll tell you another secret, that a month that you bless the moon, your wife will feel different than a month that you don't bless the moon. I checked that.
So what is the point?
Why? Because by blessing the moon, you're bringing her blessing and energy. She will be less tired, less, מתלוננת, איך אומרים? Complaining, and have more powers, positivity. Again, it all depends on your focus on whatever you do. It doesn't fix all the problems, but it does something. It changes. Birkat HaLevana. You know what we do after Birkat HaLevana? If you realize, look at the people. They do Birkat HaLevana. They do like different, like very funny things. They jump and we do כשם שאנחנו מרקדים. We jump like 3 times. We do certain blessings. And then at the end, we say Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem. We say hello to 3 people. And then we need to take our clothes and to do like this. Same thing we have also in Tashlich. So we're going to have Rosh Hashanah, right? You go to the water and you do like this with your clothes. Why we do that? What's happening? What's in the clothes? Because the clothes are the things that are most close to you. The negative powers, the Sitra Achra, can't get inside you. They have no permission to get inside you. But on your clothes they can be. So the more holy you are, so there's more of them coming and try to suck the energy. So what we do, when we make such a very, very, very high mitzvah, like blessing the moon, which is very high, they got so close to us because we got a lot of light, we have a lot of food, and they want to take the food. They want to take the energy. So what we do right away, we shake the clothes. So we take them out. We take them out. And it's very important. By the way, if you have a chas v'shalom, a dog that is barking on you, and you want him to stop bark, and you're afraid that he's gonna chas v'shalom bite you, you know what you do? Same thing. Take your clothes and do like this, he's gonna go away. Why? Again, what the dog see? The dog see those negative things. So he yells at you. So what do? You take it off. It's happened, you know, to who? To Rabbi Chaim Vital. One time, dog came to him and was very close to bite him. Arizal, his rabbi, told him, right away, do this. He did, and Baruch Hashem, the dog went away. And then he explained them all what I just explained you. So we see that clothes are very important. We have to keep them clean. We have to make sure we respect the clothes, especially kids, to teach them from childhood. Your shirt is important. Your kippah, hat, whatever, pants you wear, never just throw it like this. Even not on the sofa, put it, fold it, or put it like nice. When it's not fold, Sitra Achra comes, bad negative powers comes. There is Another thing, the Gemara says that different places, they have different energies. When a person gets inside a place that is very holy, spiritual, positive, he gets that positivity. When you get inside a place that is not good, you get that negativity. Usually where this negativity sit? On your clothes. That's why it says in the holy books, when a person goes to jail, not to be in jail, sometimes you visit in the jail. And when you come out of the jail, the clothes that you wear, they have a very negative power. It harms the brain and the memory, and it can bring a lot of bad luck to a person. I know righteous people, when they need to go to jail, they take all the clothes and they burn it. The clothes that they wear at that day, they burn them. They don't want to have them. No, this is very extreme. I'm not saying that this is what we should do. But at least after you come home, right away, take those clothes out and put it in the laundry. Why? You have to change the energy. Energies sit on clothes. It's a rule. Same thing, sometimes you wear certain clothes and you feel, you can check it. You can feel, I don't have luck with those clothes. Every time I go with them, like things are not going well. Certain shirts you have, they have a good luck. I don't know if you realize that. When they clean, there's more luck. When they're not clean, there's less. Always something that is clean, there's more positivity. Why has it happened? Why a certain shirt is I feel better with and another one I feel not? It's not because it's beautiful or not beautiful. It has nothing to do with this. The reason is who made it. The question is who made it. We spoke once about a rule that's called Koach HaPoel Banif'al. There's a certain power that we put in the things that we make. If I make a table, I put my energy inside this table. If I write a letter to someone, I put my energy inside that letter. The person that's going to read this article or this book or this letter is going to take from the energy I put there. Same thing works with clothes. The people that make our clothes, they influence us. Today, okay, you go to, I don't know, H&M or all those places and you buy clothes. You don't know who made the clothes. It's a factory and everything. But the people that there and doing the things and turning off on the machines and all the things, they have a certain effect on our clothes. And that's why when you wear new clothes, if you're very happy with this clothes, one of the blessings we say is She'echiyanu v'kiyimanu v'egianu lazman hazeh. You buy a new suit or something that you don't buy every few weeks or a few months, something that you buy once in half a year or something like that. You're very happy, you should bless, you should make a blessing, not on shoes and not on leather also. If you buy, let's say, a leather, real leather, you don't say a blessing of She'echiyanu, because leather is made from animals. And you can't say a happy blessing when animals needed to die because of that. Even though it's allowed to use it, but we can't say a blessing for that. Tzar ba'alei chayim. Aval, the blessing that we say on the clothes, it's changing the energy of the clothes. I know some tzaddikim, you know what they do? When they buy a suit, they take the suit, they take the button, take it off, and then they sew the last button themselves. They do it themselves. You know why? He says, I want to finish the job. When I'm finishing the job, everything goes by the end in everything in life. The one that finishes something, this is the main energy of the thing. So when you finish it, it's like you did it. That's what they do. I want to finish it. You know, especially if you're a businessman and you wanna be successful, you know. And your clothes are very important. You go to interviews, you go to, do business things. You can do that. You can do this. This is working. It says that one of the things that make you close to someone is when you give him a present, something to wear. If you want to be close to someone, if you want someone to love you, let's say like this, you want someone to love you, so you buy him something that he will wear. And when you buy it, you will have an intention. I buy it for him so he will love me. And when he will wear it, he will start to love you. Now, this works the best when you make the thing. If you make the actual, some ladies, they like to do their own, right? On fabrics and everything. Sewing and all this. So let's say you make a present for someone, you give him a kippah or a shirt or something. So, or even a scarf, and he wears it. And you did it, and you had intention that he will like you because of that, it will work. It's a good idea to do it between husband and a wife, because we need a lot of love between husband and a wife. It's a good thing to do. There's a lot of things that you can do between husband and a wife. There are certain tehillim that you can read to have more love at home. I once told you, I don't know if in this class, but yeah, I made a whole class about an apple. I made a class, 1.5 hours about an apple. What you can do with an apple. So one of the things you can do with an apple gives a lot of love. And if you take a new pin, machat, needle, a new needle, and you take a new apple, and you take that needle and you make a circle, and in the circle you write Adam and Chava. Right? Adam and Chava. And behind Adam, in the bottom of Adam, you write your name, the husband, and in the bottom of Chava, you write the wife's name. And then you cut the apple, and you give both of them to eat with bracha, if they can do bracha. And they will love each other more. I saw it in the books. So it's good to do those stuff. Why? Because you want to have love between husband and a wife, right? So if you give someone a present, something to wear, especially if it's shoes. Shoes, if you give someone shoes, that's why it says in the books, if someone gives you a shoes as a present, don't wear it. You know why? Because if he gives you shoes, he can say, I buy those shoes for this person, so he does what I say. And if you're gonna wear those shoes, you're gonna have you would want to do whatever he says. That's what it says. That's why if someone buys you shoes, the custom is, if it's a present, don't take it, unless you pay him money. Yeah? But, again, if it's for a good reason, for example, I don't know, your children, after they are, they grow, right? So they have freedom of choice. Yeah? So maybe you can do such a thing for them, and therefore make them listen, and make them do whatever you want them to do, or you want him to do. So the reason I give you those things, I tell you those things to understand how powerful is the clothes that we wear, and they can even connect between people. Ken?
What about the age of the child? 18, 20, 30?
Okay.
When do you stop buying shoes?
To him. Usually you buy them the shoes.
Right.
Right. But it's not a present.
No.
It's not a present. You buy them because you have to buy.
Right.
When you get a present from someone, and this person had an intention when he bought, I buy it for this person so he listened to me. So then it's a different thing. In general, when we want to do things and we dedicate it to someone, this is the power. When you dedicate the thing for someone, so that, for example, when you want to heal a person, so sometimes when I go to hospitals, people are sick, so sometimes I come to help. So one of the things we do is I take water, and then I take matches, and I do like a different prayer with the matches, and put the matches into the water, and I have an intention when the fire is off. So the same way the fire is extinguished. Wow. When the fire is extinguished, so I have an intention the same way his sickness will end. So if you do it 7 times with a certain prayer, so it works. Mamash, I did it for someone not long ago. The guy was I don't know if it's because of that. We also prayed for him, and the family gave a lot of tzedakah, and the family did a lot of things, and they read Tehillim. But we also did this one to him, and the doctor says he's gonna die. And he had a stroke. So they said, that's it, he's gonna die. With all the problems he had, now he had a stroke. And after the stroke, he went out of coma, and he opened his eyes, started to talk, and now he's good. Baruch Hashem. It was a miracle. So you see, huh? It's happened here. So it's happens, those stuff, Baruch Hashem, are happening. And so again, so why I said that? Because when I take the water, I have to say, I take this water for this and this person. So you have to say, to dedicate the water and dedicate the action to that person, so it will help him. Also, there's a lot of Kabbalists that they write kamiyah. You know what's kamiyah? Kamiyah, it's a thing you write on a letter. Yeah, the same like we write on a Sefer Torah, it's a letter. Or mezuzah, it's a letter. So you take a piece of leather and you write certain Kabbalistic names for different problems. Yeah, that people has. For sickness, someone that has a headache, someone that has different, things. So you write certain names. So when you do it, the best way to do it is when you write, to know who you write for. If you know that you write for this person, so you say, I'm writing this kamiyah for that person. And then you write it, and it will work a lot better when you dedicate it to someone. Okay. So this is shoes. In general, shoes, like we said, presents, if someone gives you, maybe he knows the secret that I just told you, don't accept the shoes. But in general, we said that the clothes of people, they affect themselves. We said the color affects. I want to speak a little bit about the color. There's different types of colors. And if you ask people, most of them, they even realize what's a negative color and a positive color. Like when we say white, nobody's going to tell me, negative. No, white is positive. Light blue is positive. Black could be a little bit negative. Red could be negative, right? So there's usually people know and understand. There's a big rabbi, his name Rabbi Moshe Cordoviro. He lived 500 years ago. He was a big Kabbalist. He lived only 42 years. Or even, 42 years. He was very young, but he wrote a lot of books and he was very wise. And he has a book called Pardes Rimonim, and he has a certain chapter called Sha'ar HaGvanim, the chapter of the colors. And there he explains every color and the way it affects the person that wears it, or that has it at home. Let's say you paint your house in a certain color, it affects the people. It's, I made once a lecture about Pang Shui. Yeah? So this is all in Torah. We have all those things. So this is like the way you put the bed and the way you do, it's very important. Same thing as the colors at home. Certain colors can bring a lot of stress, a lot of, anger. Certain colors brings a lot of, relaxed mood and good feelings. So colors are important. What colors are good and what colors are the opposite. So in general, there's no good or bad. This depends on the situation and what you need. For example, people that they don't have confidence, for example. People that are their self-confidence is very low. They need a little bit of judgments. Judgments means they need a little bit of something like more strict, more powerful. So the red color would be very good for them. From the other side, people that are okay, they have self-confidence, and if they're going to have red color, they're going to be very aggressive. For them, because they're already normal or already aggressive, if they're going to have red, it's going to even be worse. Because red is aggressive, is judgments. Yeah, that's why, for example, the Torah says that for women it's not good to wear red. Even though they like it. Why they like red? They like red because red is judgments. And women come from the world of judgments. That's why women say no more than a man. Men say more yes than no. Women say no more than yes. They come from the world of judgment. And that's why if they wear a red color, they get more judgment. This is not good. This is dangerous. And it causes different things. From the other side, men, if they wear black, it's very good for them. Why? Because black makes you serious. Gives you yirat shamayim. Put you in the box. Black, put you in a misgeret, in a structure. Man has a problem. They're not structured. They're all over. They're here and there, and they're thinking about this. Women are more structured. They know what they want. They're not me'ofef. They're not flying. Usually, men are more flying in the air, so they need black. That's why I wear black. I'm very flying. If I would wear yellow, oy vavoy. I like forget everything at home, like to do everything at home, because I'm flying in my world. So you need structure. You need yirat shamayim. You need the black color. Put you in the place. So that's why, for example, religious people, we wear black and white. Now, it's not a must. You don't have to. You don't need to. But one of the deep reasons why we do want to do it, and we choose to do it, is because all our life is to be in a structure. We have rules. And we need to keep them. We want to go with that path. I need to be focused on my mission. But inside, why do we wear white? The white color symbolizes new beginning. New life. One of the most important rules in life that Rabbi Nachman and Breslev teach us, especially for the last generation, this is our generation, we have to know how to start a new beginning every day. This is a very big secret for life. Rabbi Nachman says the reason he got to the levels that he got and he became so great is because he was starting sometimes 20 or 40 new beginnings in one day. What's a new beginning? Let's say you try to do something and you fell. So say, okay, Masha Hayaya, whatever happened, happened. I don't care. I erase it. I start a new beginning. You had a fight with someone. Okay? Right away, Rabbi Nachman says, stop, think. Masha Haya, whatever it was, I want to erase right now. Rabbi Nachman says, in Chassidut, we have to start a new beginning. That's how you come up. That's how you become great. So I start a new beginning. In Judaism, it's very important. You know why a lot of people that they start to practice Judaism and mitzvot, and they fail. And then they lose their hope. And Chaz v'shalom, they're throwing it away. I see people like that. You know why? Because they don't have that rule of new beginning. It's very hard to be successful in something. In marriage, in educating kids, in Judaism. If you don't have that rule and this understanding of, okay, you fell, no problem. That's okay. We are people. Just start a new beginning. You know what's the difference between Rasha and Tzaddik? A righteous person and a bad person? What's the difference? Both of them are fell. They fell. Just the Tzaddik and the Rasha doesn't do it. They both fell. We think righteous people is those who doesn't fail ever. They always righteous. There's no such a thing. Look at all the history. David HaMelech. He had places that he made mistakes. And God said, you made a mistake. And I have to clean you and I have to punish you for that. So you clean yourself. And David says, thank you. I start a new beginning. I'm sorry. That's very important. That's what the white color symbolized. That's what Yom Kippur is all about. Yom Kippur, it's a magic day. It's a magic day. Mamash magic. Whatever you did, now you regret, and you start a new beginning right after you clean. Wow. Yeah, this is only Judaism has. And we should not have it only once a year. We should have it few times a day. And then you're going to become great. So that's the white color. That's why it's very important to wear white. It's going to help you to know, to feel, and to start new beginnings. Green color, by the way. You like green? I once thought, why did Hashem decided to make the world green? Why? You know, and then I thought, imagine it was red. You know how much stress we would have? We could not walk on the street. You want to stay at home. It's too judgment, too tenth. Green, it's a power of mercy, of relaxing. If people want to relax, what do? They go outside. For Canadians, it's hard to relax during the winter. You go outside, you see the trees are empty. No green. Baruch Hashem, we have white. Yeah, we have the snow. But yeah, with no snow, I don't know, everything was so dark. It was so negative. You know, Hashem did everything with mamash. This is unbelievable, huh? We don't have green, but He gave you white. So, Baruch Hashem, the color of green. By the way, I want to tell you another interesting thing. You know, look at the nations. Every nation has flags. The Jewish flag, what colors we have? White and light blue. Light blue symbolize very high spiritual levels. Light blue is the best color against evil eye. The negative forces cannot get inside, cannot touch places when there's light blue. That's why if you want to have a sgula, ayn hara, to not have evil eye, take this red string, I told you that, right? Throw it off and take a light blue string. This is going to be a lot more powerful in working. Light blue is very important. It's very powerful. White, this is our flag, Rabotai. Now, from the other side, look at all the Christian world. In all their flags, there's red. America, Canada, all of them, they have red. Russia, they need red. Red is aggressive, is judgment, is the color of Esav. Esav, you know how we call him in Torah? Edom, red. When he was born, he was all red. This is not us. We have, but you know, there's the Muslims. What the color all the Muslims have, you know? Green. Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, he writes 500 years ago, you know why Hashem gave them all the Muslims in the mind to put green all the time? They like green. I lived in Israel, in Carmiel. Carmiel, it's a city that surrounding us, all Arabs. All my life, I lived with Arabs. They were like our friends, you know. They like the green color. They wear, their women, they like green, all the time green. And I didn't understand until I read the book of Rabbi Moshe Cordovero 500 years ago. He wrote it. Hashem by purpose gave the Muslims green. You know why? Because the Muslims are the most cruel people in the world. Akhzari is cruel. If they would not have green, to balance them a little bit, they will destroy everything. Hashem gave them a little bit of mercy. They need it. So Baruch Hashem, everything is under control. Baruch Hashem. So now, if you know that you have a certain character of, you are very hard, you don't have mercy on people, you should wear a little bit of green. You should paint your house in green, maybe. It depends on the level, So this helps. Baruch Hashem. There's other thing that I wanted to speak to you. And again, I'm not reading Zohar today. First of all, because I forgot the pages. And second of all, because I'm telling you that by heart. You have a question? Yeah.
What about orange color?
No, I'm not. It's not a shiur on colors. So I'm not gonna now. You're gonna ask orange. Is gonna ask purple and mechila. It's a system. We have to. B'ezrat Hashem, maybe we'll learn it. But in general, orange is positive.
Oh, it's what?
Huh?
It's what? Sorry?
It's positive. It's positive. People that are sad, they need yellow and orange. It helps them to be happy. Anti-depression. Okay, so we're not reading Zohar, but there's another point that I would like to share with you that I think is very important with the clothes that we wear. B'ezrat Hashem, in the end, if you want, we will have like a few minutes for questions. It says that we spoke about how the clothes affect ourselves, but how it affects others. So let's say if I give my clothes to someone else, it does something. There's I grew up in a kind of a Russian family. So they're not really Russian, we're Sephardic, but we lived in I was born in Soviet Union. So they have the mentality at the house was, we didn't have a lot of money when we just came to Israel, we didn't have a lot of money, so whatever I wear, I gave it to my brother. And the clothes that he wears, we gave it, halat. And then to the neighbor. And then I had one custom that I remember. I was wearing it when I was 3 years old, and when I was like 12 or 13, I saw the same custom on one of the neighbors. So my mom gave it to them, and they use it for their child. So you see, Baruch Hashem, it was 10 years. The same shirt, the same. So there is some people today we don't do it so much, but sometimes we give others our clothes. Should we worry about something? Is it okay? Is it not okay? So I want to tell you a few interesting things that I saw. First of all, I'll give you a way to change your luck to a better luck, and you can even become rich because of that. I saw in one of the books that the clothes that we wear, because they're so close to us, they get our energy, and our reality, the luck of a person, is inside the clothes that he wears. So let's say a billionaire, he wears a certain jacket, he likes the jacket, and he wears that a lot. And then you ask him, or he gives you the jacket to wear. It says in the holy books that when you wear it, his luck comes to you. He doesn't lose it, but you wear his luck, because this is his jacket, it's his power, it's his luck inside it. So I think that this custom of giving clothes to the other kid, and the other kid it's not just money that you can get, yeah? It's the luck of the person, it's the character of the person. If a person has a good character, he's a good guy, he always gives, he's a kind person, if someone will wear his jacket, he will become automatically like him. He will be affected. I'm not saying he's going to be like him, but he will be affected on a certain level. So when you have a good child and you give his clothes to his little brother, so basically you give him his luck, you give him and if he has a good character, you give it to him also. And that's why this custom is good. If you have a good child, if he has a good character, right? But if someone doesn't have a good character, Chaz v'shalom, you see, he's very aggressive, he's very cruel, he does things that are not good. So you should think twice if to give this shirt to his brother. It's better to buy a new one in this case, because it's really a fact. The clothes are very close to us, and that's why it has a tremendous effect, and even the luck of a person, if he is wealthy or healthy or whatever, you can pass it with clothes. There's a story in the Torah that talks about Yosef and Paro. Yosef was in jail for 12 years. In the jail, Baruch Hashem, he had a lot of faith. He didn't give up. But after 12 years, Hashem got him out of the jail. It was in the day of Rosh Hashanah. That was the day. And Paro had a dream, and he told him, "Come, I heard about you, that you're very wise and you know how to interpret the dream. So I want you to listen to my dream and tell me." But they said something very interesting. They said that when Yosef came out of the jail, he took his clothes out. So now you know why he took his clothes out, right? He came from jail. In jail, there's a very big negative. So he needed new clothes. So he says, "I don't want those clothes." He took it off. But then they ask him, "Okay, so what do you want to wear?" So he says, "I want bigdei shesh." What's shesh? Shesh is linen, pishtan. He says, "I want you to give me only linen items, clothes, linen, the fabric." So So okay, you go in front of Paro right now. We're gonna do whatever you want. So they gave it him. He came to Paro, and Paro was very impressed. You know why Paro was very impressed? Because only Paro knew the secret. What's the secret? When you wear linen, linen has a certain power that blocks all black magics, all evil eye, and all negativities. If someone will have 100% linen suit, there's not going to be any evil eye on him ever. This is we study from Yosef. There's no evil eye on him. Why? It blocks. You know, in our days, people don't, there is still, I know people, they do black magic. But there's no like it used to be. It's not like it used to be. It's less. But still, this is block states. Linen has a certain power. By the way, I saw in the holy books, the certain ladies, it's used to happen a lot more before than today, because today we have hospitals and they are very, they know a lot of things, how to save lives. But it used to happen a lot for certain ladies that all their babies, after they born, after a few days they die. And usually those ladies, they had it like a child after child. And they used to come to the rabbis to ask what to do. I see it in books, in a lot of books, those problems are written. And all the rabbis, the best suggestion they gave them, they say, after it happened once, they say the second child that will be born, you should make him only linen clothes for a certain time. Because linen has a certain power that blocks all the negative things from you. Now today it's very hard to find something like that. Today everything is mixed unless you do something, custom made and you talk to the person that makes it. But we have to be very careful because we have a law in the Torah that says that we're not allowed to mix wool and linen together. Wool and linen, it's ruined the soul. It's those two together, it's power of judgment and kindness together, and it's negative. It's very bad. People that wear wool and linen, if chas v'shalom they wear wool and linen in the same day, if they make kids in the same day, the kids will have a very bad character, the Zohar say. Because it affects their soul. So we should check our clothes, so the clothes would not be wool and linen. Even if you have one string of wool in a whole suit of linen, it's a problem. So Baruch Hashem, today we have those places, every city that is Jews there, we have those people, rabbis or whatever, that they check the suits. If you have a wool suit, you should give it for $10, they check it and they tell you if there's linen there. And I know there's certain brands, I don't remember the names of them, I think in Hugo, you know Hugo? Hugo, they have a lot of those. I'm not saying to not buy, okay, doesn't matter. But they video it, I don't want to say things. It doesn't mean that you can buy, but when you buy, check it. Check, and especially if it says wool or linen, so you know for sure that there's wool and there's linen, so make sure there's no wool and linen together. But if it's all linen, this clothes, it's a magic clothes. It's really, really powerful. And that's the reason why when a person passes away, we wrap him with what? With linen. Why? Because linen blocks all negativity and all sitra achra, bad powers. And the person, when he passes away, all his averot, all the bad things that he did in his life, now all the bad angels that he created comes to him. So it's that's what we say Tehillim when, I don't know what's the Ashkenazi custom, but Sfaradi custom, the whole time until we bury him, we say Yoshev Beseter Elyon Betzeshlet Perek Tehillim that takes all the bad forces out. It's 91. By the way, in general, this Psalm of David, 91, Tzadik Aleph, is very powerful if you feel bad energies in your house, if you feel negativity in your house. To say this Mizmor 7 times, if you can, this is very powerful. Also on Chanukah, when we light the candles of Chanukah, the Baal Shem Tov say, if you, every time that you light the candles, if you say 7 times 91 chapter, so he says it gives you success for the whole year to be kept from those bad forces, Chaz v'Shalom, to harm you. So it's a good custom that we can do on Chanukah. We have a few months till Chanukah, but after you light the candle, just be beside the candle and say 7 times the 91 Psalm of David, Yoshev Beseter Elyon, gives success for the whole year and gives protection, spiritual protection that we explained today that it's so important. Of course, there's a lot of things to speak about clothes, but today, Baruch Hashem, I hope I gave some ideas, that we should respect the clothes, what clothes we should wear, the colors of the clothes, and Bezrat Hashem, how the clothes affect other people and ourselves. I hope, Bezrat Hashem, we will have maybe another shiur about this topic. Aval, for now I think we had enough. I want to bless all of you, Bezrat Hashem. Kadosh Baruch Hu should give you a lot of success and will keep you from all Chaz v'Shalom negativities and other things and bad energies. And wherever you go, Hashem should be with you, and a positive energy should be with you. And keep your clothes, Bezrat Hashem, holy. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.